welcome everybody to VRML Season 13 Week 1. We are bringing you today VR Loyal Dogs taking on Astra. I'm your host Jamie with Tbnroil. How's it going, TB?
Going great. How are you doing, Jamie?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Very well indeed. Looking forward to this game here. Obviously got Astra, who in the previous season landed that diamond, if I recall correctly. And
Gold. Finished gold, but they were diamond at one point, so...
in the VR Loyal Dogs, they ended up gold as well, if I'm not mistaken.
They were silver. Oh, gold. Yes, they are gold. My bad.
Cool. So yeah, and so there's going to be a pretty good matchup here with two pretty even teams, really, both with very different playstyles. And TB, should we go into the bans? First ban coming in is from VR Loyal Dogs. They are going to be banning Suburbia.
With that ban, we're going to be looking at stats. It seems that they have played 6 matches on it, only won 1, so it looks like it is going to be a banning map that they're not as good at, and it doesn't seem like they're banning an opponent's stronger map, as on Suburbia Day, the Astra played it 3 times, only won it twice, so it looks like they are banning off of the other teams, or their own team's weaknesses. So that's what we're looking at for VR Loyal Dogs.
And the ban coming in from Astra, I think you alluded to there, being Downfall.
Yep, and for Downfall, it looks like it is going to be another ban of weakness. They played it once, they didn't win it, so it looks like both teams are banning their own weaknesses. So not banning opponent's strong map. For Astra, their strong map would be Subway, and for VR Loyal Dogs, it would also be Subway.
Okay.
Or, I mean, not Bazaar.
Brilliant. And so first map coming in is going to be Quarantine, and it's a pretty good map to start the game off with, I guess. You know, get to test your opponents out, see how they're going to be playing, and it's one of those maps that does require quite a bit of cohesion and just good communication between the teams. How are these guys looking on Quarantine?
On Quarantine, we are going to see Astra with a... They're going to have played it 3 times, won it once, so have a 33% win rate. And on VR Loyal Dogs, they are going to have played it 9 times, won it 4 times. So it doesn't look... It looks like it is one of VR Loyal Dogs' stronger maps, but I'm wondering if they're going to play Bazaar later in this matchup as the 3rd and final map, as that is their strongest.
Oh, we never know. I guess you one of those when it comes to the final map pick that always does, at least for me anyway, it always came down to kind of how the game went and you know, the scores at the time. What were you hoping to do? So it will be, like say, interesting to see which map they do end up going with at the end there. And as we take a quick look at the sides, we do have both teams full and ready to go at the moment. So for VR Loyal Dogs, we're going to see I'm Donnie, Gary, Ekine, Wacko, and Oxos. Apologies if I have butchered any of those names there. And for the Astra side, we are going to be seeing Leo, Special Ops, C Quick or Quick, Tea Party, and Moth. So Astra really bringing their A game for this match, and same really for VR Loyal Dogs, and both sides having resident moderators also, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see how they go from moderating to playing now. And it's always good to see that now. Back in the day, you never used to really see moderators playing. It's good to see them being able to get into teams and being able to just join in and get some shots in, I guess, on the people who, you know, they want to shoot. So as I'm rambling on there, we are going to go into the first round now, and the first objective is going to be mid-burning, which is a pretty middle of the road kind of objective really. It's one that you do need to keep kind of tight on your defense, but you can be a little bit lucid with that. So it is going to be interesting to see how these guys approach this objective.
Te van a matar. Estate ahí por techo norte.
For the Marsoc, we are going to see a quick spawn for the VR Loyal Dogs, which happens to be on the north.
And Astra aren't in a position really to be able to see this this quick spawn early on, so VR Loyal Dog's going to be able to get a little bit of ground there. And if we take a quick look at the map just to see how they're initially starting out, and Astra being pretty heavy in the south there and keeping an eye on any flanks with a couple members staying near the crash building, so it's going to be some action pretty early on there. Leo taking out Gary. Shot's going to come out from the VR Loyal Dog's side onto mid burning as Special Ops moving around there is getting spotted there.
¿Tienes visto él?
No, pero se estaba picando la parte superior.
These are the kind of plays that you do expect to see really at the start. Astra not really kind of peeking too much, not moving or adjusting to the fact that they have got that quick spawn, and VR Loyal Dogs just testing the waters, seeing how things are going, and seeing how it can push.
VR Loyal Dogs. I can D.
Akain's going to find Leo in the crash building there. But Moth Valley going to be quicker on the refrag, take him out and put a stop to that kind of western approach, allowing...
Sorry.
Okay,
It's going to leave a 3v4 for in favor of Astra currently.
Get that right.
Special Ops going to find a pick of his own onto Guaco, turning it into a 2v4 now.
I might have heard someone down below, underground.
A great call out there from C Quick as he does correctly identify a member of the All Dogs being underground now, and finds a pick of his own on time. Donnie to listen to a 1v4 now.
Yeah, someone said oil yard.
Looks like the final. Looks like C Quick is going to be watching this way for Oxers. Will Oxers be able to get the pick?
Southeast cubby. East of
C Quick is going to allow Oxers to rotate out and maybe potentially get the pick on C Quick.
Oh my god,
Very close there as Oxers and very narrowly just misses C Quick, but then does get him on the refrag, and T Party very quick there to get him though, with a very nice pick there for Astra. First round going to Astra with a very nice tight defense there, and VR Loyal Dog's going to be looking to get a point on the board also, and with probably a tight defense themselves. Astra being a little bit more of the aggressive side, it's going to be good to see how VR Loyal Dogs can adjust and just stop that aggression when it starts. What do you think, TV?
Yeah, I definitely think that we're going to see maybe Astra with a bit more aggressive push and VR Loyal Dogs a bit tighter defense and so we're going to see if VR Loyal Dogs are able to hold their tight angles and pick off Astra getting a bit too aggressive and not checking every corner, or we're going to see Astra flying around those corners as fast as possible and picking off all the Loyal Dogs members. So it can go either way, but we'll see.
Indeed it can, and that was a very quick round really when you think about it. 2 minutes 43 remaining there, so really we only did about 3 minutes 15. So not that long at all for a quarantine either. This I think now where we're going to see probably an even quicker round. Besides deliberate how they're going to play. And if we take a quick look at the scores there, one thing you don't see too often, every single person on the side got a single kill each. All doing their bit. And with that, we are going into round number 2 now.
It is going to be East spawn for Astra, and we will see if they are able to push this. I mean, it might take a little longer for Astra to be push out and get towards the defense, but we are seeing a bit of something I didn't expect.
Oh, well, that's a bad rip.
VR Loyal Dogs pushing out a bit farther to hold
We have no
some
smoke, so that's
interesting
a fat rip.
angles.
I think we're going to be pretty quick here to see, as I'm watching quick, we're going to be pretty quick here to see the action start as Guaco takes on the hospital building there, so he's got the overarching kind of look onto how this approach goes, and Gary being in a pretty off the cuff spot, really, just sitting out in the middle of the road here, just kind of relaxing, seeing what's going on, and listening out for what he can hear.
Bajado, group.
And Donnie's getting a little bit spooked there by the birds, maybe? I don't know. He is going to see Tea Party and Leo soon as they slowly approach on the north side. Which, key spot you really need to control for this map, or for many of the objectives, is the north rooftop here. So Leo and Tea Party doing the right thing really to control this side, being able to get a good look onto the objective and be able to take shots into mid-burn. Tea Party with a fantastic pick onto I'm Donnie as he's just standing on the rooftop there, not expecting any approach from the north, and here we're going to see now Astra just control this northern side as they slowly move up on the south there to cause a little bit more of a distraction.
I see Icony moving down just because they lost the north, not trying to expose himself from the north. We are going to see also Gary and Special Ops about to clash here real soon, and Sequick and Guaco.
Okay, I'm in position.
Quick call there. He is in position. He is that's going to signal to the other side, to the other team, to the other members of the team, should I say. They need to start moving, but Gary going to be very aware that somebody is around in his position as he sits here. Tea Party finding Heckheim. But Oxor is going to get a refrag of his own, taking out Tea Party, but he is only down at the moment, giving away his position. Leo is going to be very aware of what needs to be done there as Secret finds Guaco in the hospital, opening up the south.
Got the refrag for quick. Got the refrag for quick.
He was
Just
running back
like
to
that, we are going to see the plan, I guess, kind of take place as whatever was planned out at the start there definitely worked as Astra get a very nice point there on the board. Maybe what did you think of that one?
I think that, I mean, it was obviously, we saw, as and predicted, a lot quicker, I mean, a bit quicker round, with around 20 or 36 seconds or so longer, faster than the previous round. We also saw that some of your loyal dogs weren't very sure in their positions and kind of got spooked by some gunshots and weren't really able to watch their angles 100% of the time. That's the good part about checking your tablet. You can check your tablet real quick, flip back, and see the holding your positions, which I think your loyal dogs kind of got spooked about some gunshots and decided to just look around instead of just checking your tablet. So, I mean, great execution by Astra. Yeah, I mean, round went to Astra. It was good offensive attack. So.
Right, you are there, you know, and it's nice to see, you know, teams being able to plan out and execute plans as they obviously did plan them. So, and that just shows the different levels that you can have really in this game between teams and the ones that can execute those plans pretty well. And we are going to go into round number 3 now as VR Loyal Dogs on the attack, Astra on the defense, Crash Building being the objective now, as Onward does have this rotating objectives, and you do not sit on one throughout the entire game, so it will just keep going back and forth as the rounds go on. Your loyal dogs have had the northeastern swarm, which is relatively close to the objective, and again we're going to see a pretty heavy northern push from these guys as they do get spotted by Moth Valley with a very long range shot there onto Guaco, I think it was. We're going to be very well aware of an approach incoming. I don't think he's going to be expecting the majority of the VR Loyal Dogs team, so he is going to require some backup from Astra.
Seaquick getting peeky. If Oxers finds this, misses
down,
his
another
shots,
one
not
north.
going to be able to take out Seaquick.
Very powerful position. I think he flashed himself there, as I was about to say. Very powerful position behind here. Somebody does come from the kind of eastern side. You are going to get kind of taken out, but
Not Seaquick, so Seaquick's going to pick him off.
One more down to us.
definitely loving this spot right now. As I say, it's a very good spot.
Yeah. Tea Party all the way up in hospital looking for people in Tank Courtyard. Not gonna see anyone.
Absolutely, like Guaco has spotted Special Ops as he's moving around on mid-burning, trying to take some shots onto him, but just not quite able to land them, so opts to rotate back and probably meet up with I'm Donnie, who takes a few shots onto Special Ops himself, and again, not quite able to land those shots, so going to make a quick rotation.
Donnie making it past the hands of T.
Looks like he's going to probably go back, though. Seaquick takes up on the...
A frag? Oh, so close. Great frag by Geico, but was not able to hit right on Tea Party.
Just like that, the fast movements, then the aggressive kind of play does slow down a little bit as Tea Party's awareness push takes out Guaco with a nice flash. After it.
Donnie's still looking for Special Ops up in middle burning. Not gonna see them. Seaquick might be able to pick off Donnie, as Donnie knows that the person was last behind Green Crate and is probably not going to check North Roof.
And Seaquick keeping an eye on that northern approach there very well. It does finish off I'm Donnie as Astra take their third point of the series. Astra looking pretty strong at the moment as they take these points, but VR Loyal Dogs certainly testing how Astra are probably going to approach this, and I feel like there's going to be something more to what they're doing. That they're just seeing how they're wanting to play this map, and then push on and get some points on the board themselves. What do you think, TB?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. As I believe that they are picking quarantine or about their second best map to play first, as they can test the other team and see if they really want to play Bazaar. Their best map, that's their third and final map, which if they do, it would be a good thing to see. Oh, how well did this team practice? What's the roster looking to make? All this stuff that you need to test, get their feet in the water before they fully go in. So yeah, I totally agree with what you were saying earlier.
And I do know that Astra have been pretty heavily scrimming during the off-season, and you can see them posting in the Discord pretty often. they're looking for the scrims there and they're getting them. So that work is definitely paying off. And VR Loyal Dogs are going to have to put some plans of their own into action as we go into the 4th round very shortly. And as I do say that, the countdown does come out, and we are going to go into that 4th round. The Loyal Dogs now having to defend the same objective, the crash building, which it's not really a fun one in my opinion, really, to try and defend. It can very quickly become hectic. This tight defense. Sorry.
Very hard to hold. Yeah, a very tight defense on this one because there's not really cover, and as a last man, you really just have to sit on the J and hopefully get killed by an enemy, as it's really hard to try and hold from a bit off of objective position.
And one thing we're going to see here, Oxor's taking on the same position Gary had in the last round. He's going to pick onto Quick, but Moth Valley going to find a pick of his own. Turn this into a 4v4. Very quick action as the teams push out.
Hiking way out of position. Mike has special ops off of out of position, and yes, they do. It's that very aggressive flank works very well for them.
Oh, well, the team kill. I mean, the miscommunication maybe as Donny takes out Oxers. That's going to have a bit of an effect on the round. Moth Valley very aware of all these gunshots now. Picks off Donny. Hekine pretty far off the objective, leaving Gary the sole defender for VR Loyal Dogs on the objective now.
We'll see if Gary can hold them off for Haikani to push back and take out some of the attackers here. Looks like he does get spotted out by Leo.
Pretty split up now as Hackine out in the open. Leo gonna spot all this movement here in Moth Valley though. Thinking he's downstairs, but unfortunately he is upstairs, so those flash not going to have an effect on his approach.
Yep, we are gonna see Tea Party going around the back, maybe for a pinch on Gary. Leo and Gary can pinch them while Haikani's too busy with Moth. Then this could work in Astra's favor here.
It's so unfortunate about that team kill because this defense, it's definitely caught Astra off guard a little bit, you know. VR Loyal Dogs throwing a little bit of aggression into the mix, and certainly it's really played well in their favor. Oh. Unfortunately, two lasers straight
Party
on
captured from the outside, not able to get it. And that's the map point, match point. My bad. Would have been a quick match.
That was pretty unfortunate, really. There, yeah, Tea Party finding the final pick onto the VR Loyal Dogs side and giving themselves the first map. But what was good to see, VR Loyal Dogs certainly got there, started to get a little bit of steam there, started getting some kills, and you tried a little bit of an off-the-cuff kind of plan, and it certainly, like I say, paid well for that in their favor. So if we see a little bit more of that now as we go into Astra's map pick, I think VR Loyal Dogs could definitely come back into this.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. And if it wasn't for the team kill, I feel like your Loyal Dogs would have snatched that point. But killing a teammate, I mean, that takes a lot of mentality to get back into what you just were in this high state of fighting. And now you just killed your teammate, and you have to be like, okay, now I have to get in the game.
Most definitely, and I think as we go now into cargo, and it's certainly going to change things up just a little bit as it's going to play into Astra's kind of play style with their aggressive plays. But again, if we see a bit more from VR Loyal Dogs doing their aggression, then maybe that is going to give them this map, because cargo, it's small, nades are crucial, flashes are going to be really good, but frag grenades, get them well and prime them right, and you are going to find those picks onto the Bolt defenders.
Yep, and with that, this is Astra's one of their best maps, having around 4 out of 4 win rate, 100%. They have a few other maps with 100%, so it's definitely up there with one of their best maps. And VR Loyal Dogs not being one of their best maps, they played it twice, lost it both times, but doesn't mean after an entire offseason that they can come back and win it. So we will see them. We'll see a great fight. VR Loyal Dogs keep up that aggressive push and stuff. It might work in their favor, and they could take this map.
Right, you are, and just a quick look on the chat there. Thank you for the comments there, King Chubba. Nice to see you and see some people and folk in the chat there watching and enjoying the game. Certainly going to want those predictions on these rounds, as I seriously feel a pretty good comeback coming from VR Loyal Dogs as they got that ball rolling, got some kills on the board, and started mixing things up a little bit. And we are currently waiting for the 5th member of Astra to load in, so potentially we've got a little bit of a roster change up there, and seeing as they do have quite a few members, and the team is pretty well rounded really at the moment. You know, you got C-Quick, who was being on previous teams like Peacekeepers, Beginners, and Tea Party. He was on one of my team, or like the startup team for a little bit, and so I got to play with him, and he was a really good player and had some really good strats. Leo and Special Ops, having been around for a while, great players themselves, and VR Loyal Dogs have been around for a pretty long time. I feel like I probably helped them originally into the league. I definitely know I'm Donny for quite a while, and he's a great guy, and obviously the league moderator as well. So yeah, it's those guys have it pretty well and rounding out teams themselves.
We did see the person who did switch out for Astra was Moth1 Valley, who was running a sniper most of the quarantine, so I'm guessing they're going to switch out for someone who is a little bit more fast-paced, like Tbnroil, or someone like that to fill in the spot.
Moth is a very good player as well. He's pretty rounded out on a lot of the maps. So next person got to fit them shoes.
Yep, and with that prediction, I did say it was going to be Tbnroil. It did. It was Del. So.
It's the caster predictions. Sometimes they come right, sometimes they don't. And it does look like we are going to go into this first round now. On to map number 2, round number 1. Astra on the offensive now, VR Loyal Dogs on the defensive, and we are going to see one of the new, it's in the bin one there. This is a fun objective, not going to lie, very hard to defend. Both really need to push up and kind of get aggressive on this defense, as they've got to stop the Mossok attackers from crossing through those central barrels.
We're going to see a lot of smokes come out from both teams. A flash that's going to nail Gary in the face.
Certainly stops his pre-fire there. Tea Party pushing up and getting aggressive. C-Quick very quickly takes out Gary as Leo goes around taking out Heckine and Oxers. 3 members.
C-Quick on the OBJ. Are they capping or are they looking at code?
Is capping.
Yep.
So I was getting there. Unfortunately for VR Loyal Dogs, as I said, need to push up there, and that aggression, it's definitely caught them off guard, as Astra probably did really well to take out many members very quickly, causing a bit of confusion as to who was actually still up, and C-Quick capitalizing on that confusion to get the cap.
Yep. It is, yeah, that was a great capitalizing on the fact that they knew that both teams were pretty much confused, and C-Quick was like, okay, OBJ time. That's exactly what they did, and it worked out in Astra's favor. VR Loyal Dogs are not out of this yet, as they get attacked to OBJ, so they could do the same for the cap and bring it back to 2-on-2 or 2v2. So yeah, we'll just have to see how next round pans out.
And it does look like we had another team kill there from the VR Loyal Dog side, which just shows, you know, lots of smokes and flashes and everything going on. Mistakes can be made, but it's important, you know, to come back from that and you know, just kind of put it to the back of your mind and just crack on with the next round and see what's going on. A lot of planning there, but 32 seconds are around. pretty quick. We did see a lot of smokes coming out from the VR Loyal Dog side in that previous round, so I'm kind of anticipating a lot more smokes coming out from him now as we go into round number 2 of map number 2. Some early shots there, giving away sports. As I anticipated, we are going to see a few smokes coming out, and these frag grenades. Look at all those lines, just everything comes out all at one go. But it's not going to have much of an effect as Quick takes out Hekine. Another team kill coming out from Guaco onto Gary as we see 2 members of VR Loyal Dogs go down in the first 20 seconds.
Oxers trades with Leo, leave it, and then Tea Party's gonna get that. Oh, and then, wow.
Yeah, that was just
really quick.
Pretty quick there, and
Not even 32 seconds.
Yeah, another 32 seconds.
That was
very fast play as we did see the VR Loyal Dogs throw a bit of aggression in themselves, like kind of expected from the last round on quarantine there. Unfortunately, though, with the confusion again, another team kill comes out, and we are going to see lots of trades going on between the sides. Astra, unfortunately, obviously, kind of coming out on top there for VR Loyal Dogs.
I believe after last round, we did see that all of the members of Astra did have each get 1 kill both rounds. So very cool, indeed. Except for I think Delamiro backed out too far, changed the loadouts, so we don't get to see their stats.
It's unfortunate, but we are going to go into round number 3 now, map number 2.
Some beautiful singing coming off from Special Ops here.
As we go now onto the opposite side of the map, more smokes coming out from the VR Loyal Dog side, and we're hearing them pretty jubilant in this moment at the moment. Delmio finding a kill on his own. Gary and Guaco getting a couple kills.
Lots of kills. Leo, all by themselves, getting picked off. VR Loyal Dogs.
I tried to catch all that.
Wow.
Yeah.
The counter aggressiveness worked for VR Loyal Dogs, giving them the first point of the map.
Yeah, Guaco is the MVP for that round there as he pushed well into the second container and just shot straight down the line, taking out Astra's attackers and leaving Leo at the back on his own. And it was a great flank also from Oxers, reading the situation well to be able to push around in that in all that commotion and get behind Leo and get the refrag onto him after he got Guaco. So very well played by Loyal Dogs.
That round lasting a bit long, actually the shortest round yet, only lasting 27 seconds. So
yeah,
they're spending more time in the tent than they are playing.
Most definitely, and all that planning coming out, it's I think this is certainly going to have shaken up Astra just a little bit there, and probably going to see them being a little bit more hesitant in some of their plays as we go into the 4th round.
Special Ops giving a little lecture to T how to not die. Always find those funny.
It's always that pre-round talking and just building up that morale and having a little bit of fun with the game. It's always important. Secret getting some pre-fire down, and like I said, we are seeing a little bit of a more reserved Astra side at the moment, as Tea Party being the only one kind of pushing up.
Ready, center 4.
Gary pushed out really far. Tea Party might be able to swing back and take out Gary. He's going to do that.
Oxers, though, is just tearing people up at the moment as, again, this aggression now coming out. Special Ops, though, does take him out on his approach and very close to the objective there as he got around the back. And that could have been very quickly. We could have seen another cap, but this time from VR Loyal Dogs. Tea Party watching I'm Donny. Needs that support as Tea Party checks out for Gary. He's calling out this position in there, and I'm Donny, though, wasn't expecting Tea Party to push out like that. He does get him in that confusion. Guaco going to be very well aware of what's going on. Unfortunately, though, Tea Party very quick to take him out, and giving Astra their fourth point for this map. Ooh. We did. There's your bazaar. We're right with that one.
Yep, just testing the water for Bazaar. Now this is where we're going to probably see our Loyal Dogs hold their undefeated record on Bazaar for one season. Maybe, maybe not. I believe. Yeah, so crazy matchup, and I believe in the last one, the last time if your Loyal Dogs actually played, they didn't play Bazaar, so we are gonna get to see that for the first time. Will be our Loyal Dogs hold them accountable for letting them pick this one. They're like, you could have banned it, now you can't.
This is the moment now where you need to get those points on the board and just set yourself up well for the season. It is only early days though, so you know it's always good to get those early wins, but it's not kind of the end of the world. It's not going to kind of signify how the end of the season will go. You know, anything can happen. Teams do test things out still at the start of the season, and then refine some of those strategies. We've seen some very good things tonight from VR Loyal Dogs. Their own kind of counter aggression, and then more reserve plays also. It does throw off teams when you can't really pinpoint exactly how they're going to take a map or an objective. And when there's no rhyme or reason, you can't predict, right, it's this objective, so they're going to be aggressive. It does make it more difficult for your own planning. And we did see Astra in that last round get a little bit shaken up there. It was very close. So we are now going into round number 1, map number 3.
Yeah, one of the hardest objectives to defend or defense. But Will ask how that is. We're gonna see who is Delmiro, who's not able to see Donnie and or all of our Loyal Dogs across the street there.
Free fire from Seaquick on the Bazaar, not going to find its mark as VR Loyal Dogs slowly take position in the west. Tea Party going to take out Ox as he moves in. Smoke's now coming out. Kine and Gary going to want to attack Tea Party and take him out.
Can I see?
Caught out in the open.
For sure, yep.
Yep, Tea Party on a roll here with 2 kills already.
Gary did see him and did take some shots onto him. I think there was a syringe used there, so pretty lucky that the shots didn't land just quite right. And Guaco watching that approach there does take out Tea Party as he pushes out in the open.
Leo gonna check that, shoot through the smoke there, letting Gary push up through the north or the west here.
Approach currently coming from VR Loyal Dogs, looking real strong at the moment as they circle the Coyote and get ready to be able to push in and create a bit of a simultaneous attack.
Gary taking out Seaquick.
This one kill 4.
He did, and then Leo taking out Guaco and Delmiro getting a kill of his own. Quickly we're down to a 3.5.
Yeah. Seaquick's still alive though. Is Leo gonna go out for that?
I don't know. He's either
revive.
upstairs or downstairs. But I'm down.
There he is, hearing all this communication now. Finishes off Seaquick, confirming the fact that it is a 1v3. 3 minutes 52 remaining. This has been some of the quickest rounds I've seen in a little bit from the EU side. But unfortunately, Gary gonna just get a bit overzealous on that corner, and Delmiro in a great position to be able to just cover that angle and take him out, giving Astra their first point for map number 3. TB, give me the lowdown. What do you think?
I think that a bit of miscommunication from VRML dogs. What they were talking about positions and stuff, and then a few wrong callouts gave Astra the upper hand, especially on Delmiro. They're really focused out here on Delmiro, and Tea Party capitalized quickly on that, taking out 2 of VRML dogs as they were too busy watching into the marketplace or bazaar. And so the Tea Party hit them from the side, which they weren't really expecting. So, yeah, it's just getting that tunnel vision, which really was their little dog's downfall, I should say.
It was quite bizarre, you would say. Yeah, gotta do some puns, haven't you, every now and then. We go now into round number 2. Great and great analysis of that last round there. Now it is the turn of VR Loyal Dogs to defend the Coyote objective, and as you were saying early on in that first round, it is just awful, not gonna lie. This objective, we saw a cap on it the other night, and they do happen. It requires a good level of cohesion and communication between the teams, and they're definitely capable. Leo going to be the first one to find a kill onto Hekine as he pushes out in the open there.
Donnie pushing out, maybe trying to hit them from the side, but their Astra is all pushed out past Donnie already.
A lot of pre-fire at the moment, but actually not where Astra actually are, as they push pretty heavily on this eastern side, and this eastern approach is always pretty good for this objective.
They have only one person on the case. If Astra capitalizes, hits really hard, it could be a cap.
They're definitely playing this like they really want to get the cap, but you know, VR Loyal Dogs not going to let them get that easily. As soon as they realize that the entire team is coming from this position, they will be able to surround them.
No one on OBJ left.
Alright, just as I was saying, Oxel's there taking out 4 players. Does just basically decimate the Astra approach. He is on his own. Tea Party, final member for Astra. And very quickly we have seen this go from a 5v1 into a 1v1. Wacko, gotta defend the objective. Can't really go out for that. Can't really go for that revive, that much needed revive. He cannot. And Tea Party though just pushes, checks that window as Guaco's doing the right thing, checking around for the for any attackers as they try and cap. Fortunately, get punished for that. Whew. TV. Guaco's play there. I mean, what, 3, 4 members?
Oxford's.
Oxford, sorry.
Oxford, yeah, I got 3 kills and that. Amazing. I mean, honestly, that's the type of stuff you see it from the lobby and you're like, oh, and then you get really hyped. And so I feel like this could work against Astra for letting Oxfords get all 3 of those kills. It might be super hyped and you're like, oh, look at that, we lost. But it was Oxford's doing really well. Might inspire the other team, their team to pick up the work. And so you might see it swing back against Astra.
You know, we are going into the 3rd round now, as VR Loyal Dogs did very well to defend from that approach, because you know it was looking promising, and they threw in a little bit of that random kind of play again, and it definitely played in their favor. As we go now onto the opposite side of the map and go for the south objective.
Obvio que van a luchar los malditos estos.
This objective pretty even, really. It doesn't really favor any side, as you really need to kind of spread out and defend the objective. Tea Party taking a great position and being able to watch that eastern cross.
Leo really far out from objective there.
It's not an optimal spot, is it?
I go. Oh, Drive down, going down
One
to
down,
C
West.
quick.
Tried pushing round over on the southwest, but unfortunately, Sequip watching that angle does take him out. But I'm Donnie gonna get a pick onto Special Ops as he's moving around near the motel. Fortunately, he is behind the building, I think, so not gonna be able to get the confirm. Oh, but I'm Donnie does run into a hail of bullets from both Delmiro and Seaquick, and Delmiro going to be the one to get the kill there. Special Ops revive, and Seaquick reading the situation well, pushes out onto the main street just to very quickly get the final kill there and giving Astra their 3rd point. In another 1 minute 30, or well, 1 minute 25 round there. TV?
Yeah, I feel like it was just really chaotic. I feel like Astra pushing out. And what happened was, I feel like Astra, since they pushed out super far and let VR Dogs little push into the middle there, they just kind of started to surround them, pushing them. Really, just the last players into the middle, and then pulling them out. So very good defense. I really like that defense, how they push them towards the middle, and then they capitalize that up on that, and on them, pretty much surrounded them, pushed them into their deaths. So, I mean, it's beautiful plays by Astra. Really nothing you could do against that on your lower dogs, except for maybe pick off a few and stop them from being able to surround you like that.
Yeah, I couldn't really have said it any better myself there, and we are going into the 4th round very shortly, and I must say this has been one of the quickest matches that I've casted. Not sure about you, but these rounds they've been so fast.
Yeah, they definitely have. So, I mean, maybe we'll get to see at the end of the season. Maybe having to deal with maybe a few new players. I'm not sure, but they might be able to come back and first Astra later in the season, and you might get a rematch. And so see if that's faster, shorter, or how that's going to play out. But I mean, just beautiful matchup so far. I mean, I like how players are stepping up on different maps. We saw Quit Geico on the last map, Oxford's on this map. You know, definitely Astra is a bit more even with their kills. But yeah, I mean, stuff you like to see.
Yeah.
So,
you know, I do agree there. You know, some the plays that we've seen by like individuals, especially more so from kind of Loyal Dogs tonight, you know, they've just really excelled in certain random kind of moments, and it's great to see that. You know, that innate ability just coming out on its own, and very quickly we're gonna get a very aggressive push from Loyal Dogs. Well, basically everyone's left the objective, and we are going to see Special Ops take out I'm Donnie, and a couple of the members there. Hekine running straight into the Astra offensive, should I say, leaving the objective wide open.
Seaquick's going to be able to
and they
sneak
are
back.
calling out the cap. Here it is, trying to find him. Hekine, got to get back to the objective. Seaquick already capped once tonight. Tablet out.
Leo also on objective.
Hekine running in. Unfortunately, though, the cap does come out. Who was the victor? It was Seaquick with his second cap.
That amazing, beautiful. I mean, you love to see getting one cap in the match is obviously exciting, but getting two, now that's really exciting. So, I mean, wow, just beautiful plays by Astra. I feel like VR Loyal Dogs, they were like, I feel like after a bit, they're like, well, we've been sending 1 or 2 people out. And they eventually were like, oh, we'll send our work against them there. So, just stuff you got to watch out for. You know, not getting too aggressive, as teams are going to be able to capitalize on that. You know, just did with an amazing cap. So, just stuff you have to watch for.
Even you know, it's been a great match, really. I think some of the plays we've seen from the VR Loyal Dog side, they've definitely been kind of off the cuff, and ones that you wouldn't see. I feel like that, you know, those are the ones that they've been practicing, and they wanted to kind of test him out on the team and see how he played out. Unfortunately, Astra were able to get around that, but you know, we are going to see a lot more from VR Loyal Dogs. They've been around for a while, and you know, they're just a great side to play with and against. So, you know, it's we'll see them a lot more later in the season. So with that though, I think we are going to be out. Later on this evening, we are going to be casting the Rome versus Error 404 rematch, one could say, and that is going to be at well 2 a.m. my time. So do the conversion. I am in Great Britain, so
I need
there you go.
8 EST.
ATS too. So there we go. So that's going to be a great match to cast later. So with that, I'm going to sign off. TB, final words from you.
Nope, that's all.
Thank you all for watching, and see you guys later on.